Hi, my name is Pete. Over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to introduce you to a tremendously exciting product that will change your life. I used to only dream of being cold and flu free. I hated being sick. But since I developed the EndFluenza anti-cold and flu system over 12 years ago, I've been virus free. You will be too. In fact, our system has proven to be 100% effective for everyone who has used it, even for people who have a history of catching colds and flus several times a year. Now, if you've ever had a cold or the flu, and more than likely you have, or you wouldn't be watching this presentation, then we'd like to ask you the following. Have you ever missed work, school, or an important event or function because you were sick in bed with a cold or the flu? Have you ever had a reoccurring or extended bug you just couldn't seem to shake? Or worse, had a cold turn into bronchitis, a respiratory infection, or pneumonia? Don't you just hate the way colds and flus come on unexpectedly and always seem to interfere with your life and important plans? Do you have a job where you interact with the public, or do you ever worry about being in public where there are sick people around? Do you wish you could be free of colds and flus forever and never have to worry about being sick again? Can you imagine the feeling of knowing you will never catch another cold or flu again? Would you like to be able to know with 100% certainty you will not be waking up with a cold tomorrow or have your plans interrupted by a virus next week? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then we have some good news. Now, you can confidently say goodbye to colds and flus. In fact, you can be cold and flu free for the rest of your life. Some have asked why we are so confident in the amazing system which we have developed. Well, here's why. Not a single person who uses our EndFluenza anti-cold and flu system has caught a cold or flu since it was developed over 12 years ago. Our track record speaks for itself. For example, in one of our research homes with a family of 4, 2 people were normally less susceptible to colds and flus and as a result were not using our system. The other 2 were previously very vulnerable to colds and flus and as a result were using the influenza system. The 2 people who were not on the influenza system caught colds simultaneously. One was hit hard and it dragged on for weeks and led to bronchitis. The 2 people who were on the influenza system were not affected at all, despite living in the same home with 2 infected family members. Our system is simple, inexpensive, natural, and easy to use, but you won't find it anywhere else. The only place to buy it is directly from our website. At this point, you're probably asking, how can this be possible? And why have I not heard of it? There are several reasons for this. First of all, Americans spend over $40 billion annually on over-the-counter cold and flu remedies, prescriptions, and doctor's visits. These are the people, products, and services you turn to for help when you get sick. However, do you honestly think they want to provide a cure and surrender their $40 billion income? They will tell you there is no cure, and then they will treat your symptoms. Then they simply wait for you to come back in a few months so they can continue to make profit on your reoccurring sickness. All the while, these same people drive nice cars and live in big houses, knowing full well you will be sick with a cold or a flu 3 to 4 times a year. There's big money involved with you being sick. Another reason you may not have heard about our cold and flu eradication system is because scientific studies that have shown positive results using natural methods to provide a cure for the common cold are not funded by the large pharmaceutical companies. Think about it this way. If you owned a gas station, would you want to sell an alternative fuel that would last your customers a lifetime? They would buy it one time and then never need to come back and refuel again. Taking this a step further, would you want to fund the research and development of this type of new fuel? Would you feel threatened if you heard someone was developing such a fuel at a cost that's cheaper than your gasoline? This is the perspective of the large pharmaceutical companies and is the very reason they will never fund or develop a cure for the common cold or flu. However, we have found that there is something that has been tried and tested against colds and flus. Scientific research has affirmed its effectiveness. Until now, however, no one has actually developed and perfected a systematic approach to using it in the fight against colds and flus. Until now. But we have. The results are nothing short of miraculous. What's more, scientific research has shown that this natural product has many other valuable medicinal uses as well. There is one main significant reason that no one has produced it and it's not being sold on the market. It cannot be manufactured. That means there is no money in it. Nobody wants to fund extensive research on something that is not marketable and does not offer any financial returns. However, we conducted this research for our own health benefits. Along the way, we refined the procedures and application and developed it into a system that has proven to be 100% effective with every single person who used it over a period of 12 years. Not one single person using our system caught a cold or flu during the 12 years we were testing, developing, and refining our system. Many people who were tested were known to be prone to have severe susceptibility to colds and flus. These people had caught more colds and flus more than the average person and usually hit much harder, developing bronchitis and even pneumonia from a common cold. These same people have been completely cold and flu free and have even testified of additional benefits associated with our revolutionary EndFluenza system. The choice is yours. You can continue to be affected by colds, flus, and even stomach viruses every year, or you can personally experience the same life-changing results, along with the many privileged people who have been set free from debilitating viruses with the EndFluenza anti-cold and flu system. All you have to do is click the Buy Now button to begin living a brand new life without colds and flus.